Hey everybody. I wanted to make a video today talking about sort of the second big thing I'm going to be doing this year. Obviously, the man versus beast is going to be a consistent thing, but I have something that I think is really important to the future of disc golf. You know, I don't know that my channel's big enough to do anything about that, but hey, I'm going to have fun with what I think is going to be a cool idea. Um, Disc golf is a unique sport, right? Its season runs from February, professionally, February up to October. And I really only know of one other sport that has that sort of a season, and that's baseball. And I happen to be a big baseball fan. Um, and what allows baseball fans to enjoy a season that long is watching the standings. And I think as we look at what disc golf can do to develop to help the game, and even just to help individual players, I think that we need to come up with a way to make the sport not just focused on who wins the event, but how each team does at events. And so, we sort of look through here. If we think about last year, Ricky Wysocki had a great season. Let me go back. He had a great season. 3 wins. Great. Paul Macbeth, great season. 2 wins. Heimberg, 2 wins. Gannon has a win. I guess there's some other wins in here. I need to look through this a little bit more. But then, you go to a guy like Matty O, right? Matty O doesn't have a win last year, yet he's the 7th ranked disc golfer in the world. Joel Freeman is ridiculously good, yet he didn't have a win last year. And I think the current way that we have disc golf set up, it's not valuing at a high enough level what some of these players are doing who are consistently getting podium finishes, like Matty O, Joel Freeman, Kyle Klein. Chris Clemens, I was looking at this list. I could not believe that Chris Clemens was this high because, yet again, didn't have a win last year, but consistently up here. Okay? So, how do we make these guys more valuable, right? How do we make these guys more valuable to their companies? And then, more able to get higher contracts, able to have more public interest in their game. And I think the way to do that is to create the standings for the year. So here's what I propose, and I think it's going to work this year. I'm going to keep track of it, and we'll see how it goes. I have created a Google Slides, Google Sheets document that has each event on the year. Now, this is not perfect yet. I'm probably going to change it as the year goes on, but that's what it is. And I have 7 teams that I have decided are going to be our qualifying teams for this year. If we come up with any others that need to be in there, we can do that. So obviously I'm going to have Lone Star Disc out there. Discraft's going to be out there. Innova, Discmania, MVP, Trilogy, Prodigy, and Infinite Discs are my 7 teams for this year. And here's the way the standings will work. You will have 5 scoring members of your team. So scoring members are just the top 5 that place from your team. This is somewhat similar to cross-country scoring. And for each player who finishes in your top 5, the place position that they get will be the amount of points that they score for you. So if you have it written down here, first place equals 1 point, 25th equals 25. So then you add the total of your top 5 scorers, and the lowest score wins. Then I have it written up this way. First place will get 10 team points for winning an event. Second will get 8. Third, 6. Fourth, 4. Fourth, 4. Fifth, 3. Sixth, 2. And last will get 1 point. I have a special situation written up for how the tour finale will go. That's not really important right now. And then I also have a little bonus for at the end of the year, whichever team gets the most first place individual finishes. Um, but that's my basic idea, and I think that this is really important because, yet again, if we look at Innova, for example, Innova's team has Calvin Heimberg. He's going to go out, he's probably going to win 3 or 4 events this year. But at the same time, then we know Calvin, but we don't know Joel. We don't know some of these other guys who are on the team with him. I mean, we know Nate Sexton because of Jomez, and we know Big Germ because of Jomez. But what value does a Garrett Gerthy bring to Innova? You look at Lone Star Disc, right? Emerson Keith is going to be one of their big names. Nico's going to be one of their big names. But what does a Chandler Kramer bring to them? And so I really hope that this is going to show what team has the deepest team. And, probably over the year, we're going to see that happen more and more. You might ask why I chose to make Trilogy all one brand as opposed to making it West Side, Latitude 64, and Dynamic Discs. I felt like that would be the best way of getting to include Matty-O in this. I know that West Side doesn't have a huge touring team, and since they are all throwing the same plastic, I figured that would be the safest way to do it for now. Maybe in the next iteration I don't do it like that. Anyway, I'm excited to see how this plays out. The stats nerd in me, the standings watching nerd in me, is looking forward to seeing how this season goes. I have some thoughts as to how it's going to go. But, hopefully we can get a little bit of traction on this, people watching it, and maybe in 10 years, this is something that the Pro Tour takes up and wants to do. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see how this season goes.